Hello and welcome to Baking with Papa Smerf. Let's go on an adventure with Papa and see what he's baking up today. Welcome everybody, welcome to my kitchen. And we're going to be baking up some spice cookies today with spice icing. So let's get on this adventure. First thing you want to do is get all your ingredients together and ready to go with all your measuring devices and everything. Here we're going to need a cup, a half cup, a half teaspoon, and a tablespoon with 1 egg, 1 stick of butter, cinnamon, vanilla, maple flavoring, nutmeg, ginger, cream of tartar, some ground cloves, oil, powdered sugar, and granulated sugar. Wow, what an adventure this is gonna be. Let's get baking. Bacon, oh I like bacon. Next, you're gonna need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now, I know my oven runs a little cool, so I'll preheat mine to 360. Now it takes a while to preheat an oven, so I took this picture after about 10-15 minutes when I saw it got the temp, just to show you mine's at 360, like I said I was setting it at. First in the bowl is the butter. Now here I'm using unsalted butter. You can use salted butter if you like. It's not going to hurt any, but use butter. Next in is half a cup of granulated sugar. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Next ingredient in is half a cup of powdered sugar. Use a little bit more if you want. After putting each item in the bowl, I make sure I take a picture so you can see that's what I'm putting in. Next will be half a cup of vegetable oil. I used a half cup for the powdered sugar and the granulated sugar. Now I'll rinse it out with the oil. See? There it is. It's all in there. It is. Let's blend it up. Now as you can see, it looks a little lumpy. That's because it's cold in my kitchen. Even though I got it set at 72 degrees in the house, I'm near these windows and it's cold in this house, so the butter doesn't stay too soft too long. But now you want to scrape your bowl. Now that I have the butter and the oil and the sugars all blended together, let's add in some of the good stuff. First in, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Followed by half a teaspoon of baking soda. Put them in whichever order you want to. Now the next ingredients, I just wing it, okay? Nutmeg's going in. You can say half a teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon. I don't know, I just dump and go. That's me. Next, I'm adding ground ginger. Once again, there's no measuring for me. I just dump in and say, oh, that looks good enough. You measure out what you want. Ooh, and to kick it up a notch, ground cloves go in next. You decide how much spice you want in it. And it wouldn't be a spicy cookie without some cinnamon. Yep, again, add to your pleasure. See, I told you, I don't measure, I just dump. It's in there though, all that stuff's in there. Let's mix it up. I've mixed it up, but always after mixing, make sure you scrape the bowl to get all the goodness in there. Next in line is one chicken egg. Yes, one chicken egg, only one egg. This recipe's easy. Yep, there's one egg in there. I can see clumps of butter too. It's cold in my kitchen. Let's blend this egg in there. Ooh, I almost forgot. We need 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. If you used salted butter, you can skip this, or you can add a little extra in. Doesn't hurt. Ho-ho! To add in some pest resistance, we're adding in some maple flavoring. Oh, maple flavor. Let me tell you, this stuff here, a little bit goes a long way, so use it very sparingly. I put in maybe, 1/4 teaspoon. Splish splash, it's gonna take a bath with vanilla flavoring. Yeah, I don't measure again, just add what you want. Once again, just showing I just splashed some stuff in there. Now we're gonna blend it all together. Now you don't have to go overboard with the mixing. Just get your paddle in there and get it around and get the mix up and scrape your bowl. Scrape the bowl. Now we're going to add in our flour, about 2 1/4 cups or so. And don't overmix with the flour. You just want to blend it in enough. Overmixing will make you have a tough cookie. Here's the first cup. I dumped it in. Now my blender comes with this handy dandy splash shield. It's great, it really is. But I found in using it, it has this hole in the back, which is next to when it's spun around, it's facing the opposite way, and stuff just flies everywhere out of it. So spinning that cover around so the opening faces me, I just put my hand over that opening so that when it kicks up all that dust, it pretty much all stays inside. And after about 15 seconds or so, I take my hand away and see it's working around and not kicking up any dust. Now I've taken off the cover and raised up the paddle and scraped the bowl. Get all that goodness off the sides and off the bottom too. In goes the second cup of flour. Yee-hee! We're having fun, aren't we? Once again, if you have one of these covers, turn it around, put your hand over it so it doesn't go spraying everywhere. Maybe yours is better than mine. I don't know. But please, be careful. Don't let your hand go in there and get caught. That would not be good, okay? Don't do as I do. Do as you do. I can't be responsible for your injuries. Please. Okay, now I've only mixed it a little bit just to make sure that flour gets incorporated. Now I'm going to scrape the bowl again, all the way to the bottom. Now after scraping the bowl again, making sure we're going to get everything incorporated in it, I'm going to blend it up for about another 20 seconds or so. Well, after blending for another 20 seconds or so, I pull up the paddles and the batter just sits there. I touch it, it's a little sticky, just a little bit. So I'm going to add in maybe another 1/4 cup of flour or so. You put in what you need. That's about a 1/4 cup. I just used a 1 cup measuring cup. I'm not going to get out another cup just to dirty it. So I just sprinkled some in there. We'll see if this does the job. Again, I'm only going to mix it a little bit just to get the flour incorporated. If I could only talk. Now I just blended it until it was pulling away from the sides and not sticking. Shut it off, raised up the paddle, and it's slowly just falling off the paddle, not even sticking to the paddle. I know it's hard to tell, but that is the same clump, and it's just falling right off that paddle. It's not sticking to it. That's just the way we want it. I have the oven preheated, as you can see there. I have my cookie sheet with parchment paper ready to go. I have cookie batter. I have surgical gloves, whatever you want to use. I use those so that in rolling out the cookies, I'm not using my hands. And a 1 tablespoon scoop. That's what I use to make these cookies. Having my gloves on, I've taken 1 scoop out of the bowl. Placing it in my gloved hand, getting ready to roll it into a ball. Now my other hand does have a glove on it. And I rolled that dough into a ball, as you can see. I then place the cookie dough ball on the parchment paper on the cookie sheet. After placing the rounded ball onto the parchment paper on your cookie sheet, take your hand and lightly tap it and flatten out the cookie. Rinse and repeat with all your cookies. Do it however you want, but this is what it looks like when I'm done. Tray number 1 is done anyways. With tray number 1 being done and in the oven, I have set the timer for 11 minutes. We have 1 dozen cookies in the oven baking. We got 11 minutes. Let's fill up these other trays. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Here I have another tray of cookies waiting to go in the oven. Let's finish up what's in the bowl and see how many we can get. See, I told you there's 7 minutes left. I got 2½ dozen cookies plus 2 for the chef. I don't think I can get another cookie out of there. The bowl's pretty clean. Time to put all the utensils in it and get it in the sink to soak. Now I've moved that tray of 8 cookies off the side. I don't want it right there on the stove top because there's heat coming out of there from the oven. Peeking in, we got 24 seconds to go and counting. 23, 22, 21, 20. Ding! 1 tray out. Another tray goes in. Rinse and repeat. Tray number 2, 2nd dozen in the oven. Timer set for 11 minutes. Here's that first tray of cookies that came out. Ooh, those look good. Always take time to admire what you make. With the second dozen out of the oven and the half dozen put in, we got time to start making our icing. Now, with all my ingredients ready to go, I have a small bowl with about 2 cups of powdered sugar in it. I'll be adding cinnamon, vanilla flavoring, the maple flavoring, cloves, ginger, and nutmeg. Whoops, I forgot the most important part. You're going to need a few splashes of milk as well. And again, I didn't measure. I added ground cloves. Well, I'd say about, it could be half a teaspoon there, I think. Oh, I didn't measure this one either. Nutmeg, ground nutmeg went in. Oh, I don't know, half a teaspoon or so. I put in some ground ginger as well. Oh, I don't know, about a teaspoon and a half, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I just dump it in. Flavor to taste. Oh, it would not be a spice without some cinnamon. Again, use your own discretion. Just a little bit of this mapeline goes a long ways, so know what flavor you're putting in and how flavorful it is. With yours, you may need to add more. This, oh, just less than half a teaspoon is good enough. Now when it comes to vanilla, for me, you can never have too much vanilla. So I just took off the lid and poured some in. Put in how much you think you need. Yes, all the cookies have been baked and they're all cooling, getting ready for that yummy, yummy icing we're making. Now I've taken this whisk and given it a good stir, and yeah, it's just kind of a little clump inside that whisk. Time to add some milk. How much milk, you ask? Oh, I don't know, about that much. Well, obviously, that was not enough milk. So, I added another splash, just that much more milk. Still a little too thick for my liking. Just a smidgen more milk. Now that looks like more milk than what it really is. It's just a little splash. It's just smoothing out over the top of it. I think that'll do it. Yes, I think that's smooth enough. It's just running off that whisk right there. Make it how you want it. You can make frosting or icing. I don't care. It's your kitchen. Once again, I have the gloves on my hands. I don't want all that stickiness all over my hands. I'll be licking my fingers all the time. Now take that cookie and you dunk it into that. Not all the way, just up to the edge of that cookie. Now I pull the cookie up, turn it sideways, and let that icing start dripping off that one side there. And when it's pretty much dripped off, I take that cookie and turn it upside down the opposite way. Let that icing run backwards. You can see it's almost getting ready to drip off that other side. And when it does that, and just before it drips off that other side, I place it on the baking sheet It has a parchment paper that has the already cooled cookies on it. As they say, rinse and repeat with all the cookies. Here I have all the cookies iced. Have the icing setting up. Now the icing's starting to set up. It'll turn a lot darker though, with time. These are the cookies I made the other day. And the icing will darken up about this dark, depending on how much stuff you put in them, okay? So don't mind me, I'm going to enjoy a cookie and a cup of coffee. You can too after you make these. You can't stop at just one though. This cookie so good in the mouthful. Oh, it goes down so easy. Oh, that spice icing with that spice cookie and all the flavors just bursting. It's like the 4th of July in my mouth. Yes, they're not the prettiest cookies, are they? They got icing dripping everywhere. They're not like store-bought. No, siree. But let me tell you, they're really good cookies. I have a cake pan with a lid. So I use that to store a bunch of cookies in. Those are the ones I made yesterday. And here's all the cookies we baked today. Oh, if you could only be here. Yes, that one tray's missing one because I couldn't wait. I had to have it. Oh, it's so good. Well, thanks for coming along, everybody. Keep baking. Love you all. Till next time. Bye.